Baron says you can chop up your videos using highlight function, you know. It's built into Twitch. Okay. I never realized that, but it's less work for me. And any sort of work I have to do extra is undesirable. 3 accounts this time. You can vote with chat points as well, so you can just use one account and then dump the soul. Let me just bring up, I'm gonna need to take a minute. I'm gonna do a poll, or not a poll, prediction. First attempt. Let's keep it 20 minutes. Alright, so I'm gonna take a look if there are instructions for this map. So it's called Visigoth Vengeance. This has been made by a guy named Caesar Wilzbachvs. And yeah, there are some instructions. They're very short. The goals are 80 culture, 60 prosperity, which is kind of low, 80 peace, 80 favor, 10,000 people. The map itself is central. It's not very small, from what I can tell. If it is heavy into military, it might be a problem, since you have two exposed edges, basically. But I suppose this should be safe, since you start with entry and exit points over here. Then there is a river, so no reason to cross to it just yet. In terms of fertile land, it looks like the only fertile land is here. Can you fish? No. Oh, you can, right. Other fishing points, yes. Oh yeah, so you can fish this for food. Well, that's fine then. Can feed a bunch of people off of that. I'm gonna read the instructions just a sec. Okay, so instructions for this map. I'm gonna actually post the link in the chat so you can check it out for yourself if you want. It's kind of bloated, but there you go. Okay, and instructions. Alas, I'm getting on in years, and I fear that I may perhaps be the last emperor of Great Rome, as those damn barbarians, the Visigoths, have been bombarding our borders for quite some time now. Bombarding? With what? I also fear that I might not live to see my retirement. That's why I've asked you, the most competent of my governors, to rebuild the city of Syracuse. The city I've selected for my retirement. There's a small island off the eastern coast. I want you to build suitable accommodations, a palace, nothing less, on it, for me to retire to. If you complete this task, I will turn the entire empire over to you. However, I can't make any guarantees that there will be one waiting for you. That is why I may ask you to supply me the army now and then. It is your best interest to save your future empire. Oh, by the way, you will need to defend your own borders. Do not hesitate to build a formidable army. Good luck and do not fail me. So he wants us to build a palace on the island. I suppose he means governor's mansion, whatever. We started 7,000 denarii. Starting salary is massive, most likely. Yeah. Let's drop it down to 8. Start with 50 favor as well. Wages are fine. Let's check the empire map. We are in Syracuse. It's an important site for a new colony. Carthago buys oil, vegetables, fruits. Oh, it's all sea trade routes, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know this city location actually. What are the prices? Has he been up to modifying them in any way? They look vanilla to me. Can we make clay? Yeah. Timber as well. Farms. Wheat, vegetables, fruit, vines. Blubber just played this map. Yeah, I think he did. I didn't watch it though, so I have no idea if he discovered something useful or terrible in the events. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of salt. But it's probably not gonna be the hardest map I've ever played, since looking at this screams soulless designs to me. This is like very flat. Yeah, he did in Julius, therefore his economy would be even stronger than mine. Especially since he doesn't have to worry about outrageous prices on marble. Somebody will sell me marble. Corinthus would sell me marble. There is a lot of trade here. Now, enter and exit points for the ships. I have no idea, there is no flotsam. The cruel thing to do would be to have one here. But I guess we will figure that out as we go. We should just start with designing a regular block first. So I want to do it on the shoreline, just because of the fish. But trade is a concern. Can you sell the wine to Tulga boy? Yeah, but you would need farmland. And I don't want to cross just yet, if I can help it. Somebody probably buys wine. Yeah, Capia buys wine. A lot of people buy all sorts of different things. Brindisium also buys wine. Good places for docks? Yes, there are. Which is why I don't actually want to just build a block right here yet. I would be okay with using the getting granaries actually. I'm a little bit worried about this edge, because this might be a huge invasion point. But who does that, right? I think it's gonna be fine. We should just design a block here. It's gonna be alright. Let's get some extra houses on this side. Now this is central map, which means we'll do prefects as well. And let's set up these on this side. Jump some temples over here. Where do people arrive? Let's watch for flotsam. I don't think there is gonna be flotsam. I'm gonna have to just try it out. So we should start by selling pottery. I think that's the easiest thing we can get. And there are a bunch of trade partners who buy that. So Tarentum would buy 2 things of pottery. Let's set up a dock. Just make sure it doesn't crash and burn. Open Tarentum up and see where the ships come from. It's gonna be working soon. Okay, the ships come from here. Okay, we can work with this. First thing we need is a warehouse. Yeah, immigrants are arriving. They're gonna love this place. That could be a wharf. But that pit is fine. It's got a bunch of workshops. No. Cancel that. It's gonna accept pottery. Now we need to make sure we have enough people, since that's gonna require a lot. But we should get them. The crucial things should be working. Give me a sec. Spend some money on Plaza, that's fine. I need them to be happy. I also need them to have water. I would like to water them from over here, if possible. Set that up from here. Might have to reshuffle it later. For now, this is sufficient. Looks like we have enough people, that's good. Hey Morris, welcome. How are you doing today? I'm gonna start fishing. That thing actually needs to be a shipyard. So let's do that. It's not gonna be super efficient by any stretch, but it's gonna work. And I will need to make sure that this thing actually gets covered by things. Insta hole in 1 minute, just add water, yeah. Engineer. It's all good in the hood. Yeah, efficient. Yeah. Well, it would be if we had more dwarves. Fortunately, cannot have many more there, but we can have bunch here. Should be fine. Can use this area for exponentially more clay, which we will do. Almost all good. My dog ate my headphones, which sucks, which means I have to steam without volume until new pair arrives on Wednesday. It's horrible. I hope that he's not sick at least. He likes eating headphones. You have a weird dog. Okay. I'm going to add more things. I think military is the priority, as it should be. More things, yes. Many more things. Hey FG's, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Money is not looking great just yet. You should start exporting that pottery. Miracles, if you had marble, then yes. Unfortunately, we cannot have marble, so we're gonna have to import it. Should expand the production and sell more pottery to other people. Athena buys pottery, but it's expensive to open up. We haven't taken the bailout though. Rome buys pottery. Open up Rome. Now what I will want is another clay pit there. And another one there. It's gonna be extra 4 workshops. Make it 6. This is Syracuse, yes. It's map called Rebels of Spain? No, that's the horrible other one. This is Visigothic Vengeance. And yes, Syracuse, important site for a new colony and all that. Coming right up. Now, I should really invest into these wharfs. Fortunately, again, it's not as many as I would like. Now, over here we could fish a bunch. So I'm going to add a granary. It's going to accept fish. Now, I kinda need to make sure they don't screw up. Which is fine. I can expand that later. And the reason why our streaming diplomats is not an option. Did I not switch it? I probably didn't switch the category. That's what happens. Yeah, thanks for that. Because you were playing it before, it still sucks. Thanks for that. Remember, it's okay if you need second attempt. Yeah. And I see some people really like the perspective on the payout for loss. It's fine. It's how it should be. Balance in the universe and all. Cannot blame you. We'll see how it is. I haven't seen Blobber play it, so I have no idea where stuff is on this map. There could be a massive earthquake in here, as far as I know. Definitely it's reductive. Yeah. Insert Gladiator Revolt, Earthquake, or any number of things. That's fine. We dealt with many Gladiator Revolts and Earthquakes before. I don't fear anything, and if it turns into a huge fireball of a city, well, it happens. I'm sure Caesar will assign me a new job. It's gonna be just like the old one. Didn't show up on the chat overlay. I do see them in my chat, but only in OBS. Yeah. This is the new job Caesar has been talking about. I'm pumped to try it out. Okay, where do we build our military? That's the real question. I still don't know where the attacks are gonna come from. Let's take a look. There is a distant battle. I don't know how hard the military is, but this area doesn't really have any food. And there are no land trade routes, so I think it's good to build our forts there. We could also try to cheese it a little bit. If there are attacks from here, I could do this. Well, for sure, I'm not building anything else than javelins, but I need to figure out a good spot for them. This is not great, since it's not really a central location for the forts, but it will work. Good map for legionaries. It might be, if the attacks are only from there. But the very thing that legionaries need a good map for themselves is just another argument for me to say no. Not ever. It's like large casa, man. Just no. Roll yourself off. It's too many openings. I couldn't do that. I could shorten it a little bit, but it would impact my desirability here, so it wouldn't be that good, as you might think. No, never. Unless, or not unless, until they receive the buffs that Augustus promised, I'm not gonna play with them. No. That's a lie, Baron, and you know it. You should be smitten by a lightning blast right now. I don't think Mars would appreciate your heresy. Plus 50% damage, minus 25% health, no. It's about minuscule movement speed buff, and also there was talk of something else, I forgot what it is. Yeah, I don't think that has been a suggestion, but it could kind of work. You have to be single use in any given battle, which would be maybe a little bit problematic to code as well. Not sure if that would be worth it. New highways boost their movement speed, but then you have to build highways. I never even played around with them yet. I really should. But as I said, I'm not really pumped about the concept, so I'm gonna have to test it on my own time. Long delay to reload. Visigoth ballista bolt, yeah. Sounds balanced. Jet muscles, yeah. Now, what we need to do is overproduce pottery. I could even like set up local consumption area for it because this is all for trade. Did I mess up? Yeah, the engineer is spawning inside here. Of course he is, because he has a choice in life, and every time you give people a choice, they will do precisely what you don't want. Well, they do want to nerf Javelineers, for obvious reasons. But that's the wrong way to go about game development. If there's something that's good, you should make the other opportunities or options good as well to make it competitive. If you make everything shit, then I'm just not gonna play it because I don't want to have shit when there is 180 enemies barreling down on you. Every now and then again, even like simultaneous attacks, I need the power, otherwise you can't really stop it, so I'm not rebuilding the city from scratch. It's such a bad thing in Caesar when your city gets destroyed, like rebuilding one thing at a time, it's so painful. Well, yeah, but that's, as I said, that's the worst kind of idea you can have for game development. It's just not how it works. Ask any number of people, like even people who love Age of Empires, things like that. If something is good, you should not nerf it dramatically, you should just make the other options more appealing. That's how you get people interested. If you just come in and start dramatically nerfing something that has been like that for ages, guess what? People aren't gonna be pissed about it. People who have grown to like that for some reason. What do we need here? Another granary? I suspected that because getting food is always terrible. In Augustus, little less so, but still terrible. And local pottery production. I kind of want to do it here. Can start with. I guess we can overproduce it actually. Shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, keep some space. Nonsense real game devs force loot boxes by being the only people allowed to use real football teams, logos and shit, and then make everything shit because there are no other options. Well, that's precisely what you shouldn't do, but yeah, I think you know what I meant. I'm not talking about AAA games, even though that aspect also applies to that. I'm talking about games like Caesar. Games that have been out for years, decades even, and then suddenly you come in and change it. That's even more aggressive than nerfing something that has been out for only for a little while. There's a big difference. Maybe scheme in a bad way, or clearly. Okay, let's add another wharf. Food is gonna be still a constant problem, but eventually it's gonna be fine. Start accepting pottery in here. Let's give these guys an amphitheater. gladiator school and actors colony, even though I think there is gonna be a revolt, most likely. Since of course there is a revolt on every single custom map we played. Like so if you go back like 15 maps, there has been one on every single one. Let's make another fort. Now, food. I don't think we'll use this for industry, most likely. I would like to transition to tax so I don't have to use excessive amounts of trade. There's actually fertile land here. We do have access to wheat, I think. Yes. So we could even feed people off of this. Or use it for goods. Yeah, we could sell wine from here. But do we really want to? I mean, more money is good. But if we transition to taxes early, that would be better. And then use the farmland for wheat. But this food is not really holding up very well. So the thing to do is get another granary for now. And then you'll need to give these people a bathhouse. So let's do that. And then also let's spend some money on statues in here. I am worried about this place. So I am going to set up a small popsicle stick wall around here. It's probably not gonna help much if it does happen, but feel safer. Some insulae now. Let's give them a taxman. Taxman was going to charge 8%. Constant stream of immigrants. Caesar also wants wheat. So I suppose we could give him that by just farming it here. But I'd kind of like to just tell him to set off. I also need temples. Which is not great. Gonna have to make a temple dump for now. Which is not gonna suffice on its own, I don't think. What about Lararii? Let's get a couple. I don't have like insane amount of money, but should be fine with a couple. Yeah, I'm not making huge spams of them because A, I don't have much money, and secondly, I don't know which areas I'm gonna use yet. I could make it here, but yeah, for now just a little bit of that cheese. Unemployment is also rising. I guess we will need the trade. Now, who buys the wine again? It would be Tarentum, which already buys our pottery, and Brundisium, which would buy a pottery as well. No, this is exposed, and this is exposed, so I could make a bridge and fight over that, but if you want to exploit this part of the map, you kinda need to connect to it. What we need is just a single dock, and get some vine over here to sell. Thinking across the river, the forest actually blocks movement. I mean this one. Yes. It's possible they would glitch through there, but Most likely not. So you could funnel them in here. Yeah. Still doesn't help all that much, but it's good, because if they also were able to come through, then it would be worse. I'm gonna use this peninsula for housing later, because we can use that to feed it. But not yet. Other things first. Let's take a look over here. Farm vines. Now, preferably I would like to keep space in order to get some wharves in here. This fish is super useful, but it's kind of far from the fishing points, so maybe not. Is there another? Yeah, this area actually is perfect for it. We can sell a whole bunch of wine. I guess you'll make 6 workshops. And make it so we deposit somewhere along here, I guess. We want it to be kind of close to everything else. 5, 6. Then you'll get a warehouse going here. Roadblock that. Create a new workshop for wine there, so I don't have to cover it with another set of services. Let's get an engineer and a prefect. Accept wine, and we'll be selling it. Okay, that took some labor. Let's get a granary. Accept the wheat. Gonna have to give it its own services. This is all gonna go though. It's only for Caesar, so he doesn't get pissed, but I don't really want this to be a thing long term. Did I set up the accepting? Yes. And we could even export more pottery, which is actually what we need. We also should really build a lighthouse eventually. Let's get 2 clay pits. Please no. There. There's an invasion, so let's build another fort. Just to make sure. The apples are going to be a problem soon. That's why I need to set this to accept marble. Corinthus. Well, I could just set up a new dock for specifically for Corinthus. And we'll disable other trade routes from coming here. I will open it up, but not yet. What's the other? Yeah, wine. Are we selling wine? We are. Good, good. Now over here I'm gonna shift this series temple, get another market in here. Let's take a look. Which was the other trade route we wanted to open up? Brandisium would buy pottery and wine. Okay, let's get it. So you'll get some surpluses soon. Let's move this engineer. Okay, vine is here. It's gonna get ferried off and sold. Okay. Oh, insulating. Now, total housing capacity, is it full? Not yet. I will still need more labor, which is fine. Let's destroy this. Architect, work camp. Open up the trade route to Corinthus, was it? No, Athena would also sell it. Which one is better? I could diversify with Corinthus, because if pottery gets hit really a lot by something, like a price drop or whatever, it would be better to have some furniture to sell as well. So this is going to accept 16 furniture, 16 marble. Maybe they'll start sending in Visigoths and they'll start burning suddenly. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Timber, clay. Build me some miracles. Where do we want my miracles? Out here. And Visigoth's too spooky. I don't base more wages again. Make sure that only Corinthus comes here. And Corinthus is forbidden from coming here. I'll start importing 2 pieces. Soul furniture. Gods are getting pissed. I really should take care of that. Okay, the oracles are gonna get built soon. Let's make sure we build sufficient amount of oracles. Now, what do we do next? Another block, most likely. Food is looking a little bit tight though. So we should tap this source, most likely. Could also fish the island. Visigoth sounds like a nightmare, yeah. And of course there is an invasion point here. Well, fortunately we are sort of ready for that. Guess you'll find out how ready exactly. It's pathetic. Okay. It is to Dragon Tail Visigoth Warrior. Okay. They have horse archers. Can you just come here? Hello. Can you shoot? Fight? That was weird. Come on, kill him. Okay. Having a parley, apparently. It spells decimation to me. Nobody ever talks to the bad people without my consent. Yeah. Clearly. Diplomacy was an option. But no, it really is not. Okay, we built a bunch of miracles. Should get a Grand Temple. Cities could be a pretty good one on this map, specifically. I think. Hearing is Ura, yeah. Let's build a Cities Temple. I will be designing a new block in here soon enough, but let's figure out this island. Can we have nice things? We could. Over here. Which this isn't cut off. Okay. Right there? Yeah. He wants us to build a governor's mansion on this island, which is fine. Barracks. Well, this is not my map. Far from it. But, yeah. Much fishing. There is some. It's gonna be close to the fishing spots. It's not as bad as you might think. Okay, there is a rock there. That makes it worse. It's alright. Some food. Yeah, he wants the mansion. He's gonna get it, but I don't have the money for it right now, and I'm gonna build it as the last thing, most likely. Don't wanna bother really. Buy some stuff, yeah. Insane amount of trade. Let's build a lighthouse. Stop the Grand Temple first. Oh yeah, it is, because it is not connected. I can see the problem. Just an oversight. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? What is it? It's fine. Because we can only fit 2 of them, and we can connect them like this. It's not good. Oh, we have the money. We have the money, let's just move it. Because it would be spaghetti roads. So it's better to just move it. And we could just add a couple of wharfs. How do we connect it? The granite isn't like terribly far from it. This would work. What's bad is this will need to be roadblocked. The bridge itself is huge. And then a lighthouse can go there. Local uprising, okay. Fortunately, it's gonna be like 6 guys and Bob in terms of enemy numbers, most likely. If it's anything like the last attack we've seen. The one problem might be if the enemies actually want to parlay again, because that's bad. Okay, it's larger this time, but still nowhere near as dangerous as it could be. It's all my forts. I'm gonna have to build various things. One of these things is gonna be Grand Temple to Mars to make sure that auxiliaries will suffice, since we can't really support it. Now, what about the other trade route that sells marble? It's this one. It also would buy... It would also buy furniture. So we could just delegate it here as well. Yeah, Corinthus and Athens. Only Greeks are accepted there. No Greeks here. Another thing I need to do here is you accept 8 pieces of these things and then you do 16 marble. So we can accommodate more and we should actually make more furniture. Why am I building the road like this? Because I'm so special. It's alright. It will not really impact it too much. Might have started when I built these things too far apart. What about the food now? It looks alright. We can add more granaries to accommodate that. Make it identical. He wants vegetables. Well, I don't have vegetables. I could make him, but I really don't want to. Send him a gift. No, generic blocks. Well, what can I say to you? Myriad things. One of them, why do you think my maps have so many rocks and cliffs and everything? Because it's the only way to make me not use generic blocks. It's peak efficiency. Why would you choose anything else if you don't have to? What? No. I find that concept heretical. I find efficiency pretty. If I see something that looks pretty to the naked eye of somebody who doesn't understand the game, like, yeah, this city looks so cool, well, I just see the crippling inefficiencies, and that's absolutely hideous to me, so... No. If I have to, I can make some pretty good things that are designed to work even in the direst of circumstances, but if I'm not forced to, I'm never gonna use them. Because it's so hideously ineffective. Make some beer, keep him down, yeah. I don't have any beer, might be the problem. It's scary. Well, I haven't bought any. Or, yeah. That's why Jake calls my cities labor camps. He's not wrong though. Yes, no beer. With a check. What are you even watching? Yeah. It's just more important than air, is it? No, not really. I can do without alcohol. I'm not really that heavy drinker myself. How do we do this? I kind of want these granaries to be actually like this. Just connect them straight up. Truly is torture without PO. Yeah. Imagine if you could build underground sewers manually. They start at reservoirs and have to connect to fountains and baths for them to work. That's a concept that was discussed in Augustus, but some people are very opposed to it. Some people who have been with the project for a very long time. Why I didn't like it, I don't know. I could ask, but I cannot tell you myself. I haven't been part of that discussion, really. I've just... they had that discussion before I joined. It's a complexity for no reason, yeah, most likely. So roadworks going on for years and half, the city is just blocked off. Yeah, every single tile of road needs architect skilled and worker camp to be built, and if buildings don't have road access, they don't work. So there you go. No, it's fine. You don't have to have nice things. Just gobble it down. Sterilized, yeah. Bad people are on the way. Okay, so how about this thing? Did we get enough marble in here? Not yet. Kinda blows. I would like to ship this clay pit and this furniture workshop, so I can remove this. Get another warehouse that's gonna accept straight up marble. And we are gonna import unlimited amount of it. And then I need my architects and one more work camp. Weapons price rise. Oh well, I don't even need that. Milan Metro Line for starts opening in 2015 for Expo. It's 2022 and maybe it's this December. Yeah. Bad people have come to the other side of the river. I don't care about that, I can hang out there. Do we give Caesar vegetables? I think we give Caesar vegetables. Oh, this is such a horrible place for a freaking granary. I could, no. Just make it here. Bridge collapse. Yeah, I'm not making the bridge. They can just be here. Even though I could kill them very easily. I just don't want to. Even though I could remove the bridge later if it's like a big problem to beat them. Oh, okay, I guess we'll play by the rules. Okay, so bad people should have access. Marek will cross that bridge when he comes to it, yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to do. But since they came right now, just gonna build it, then remove it later. Those are the horse archers, now the rabble. Lots of marble here. That's wonderful. This thing is getting built. Let's enable construction on that. Just keep it simple. Now, unemployment is still kind of high. You could just farm wheat in here. I would kind of like to build oracles so I can remove these small temples here. I don't like how that looks. Also, just these. I have freaking notifications on the phone. I'm gonna have to disable some of them. Just give me a sec. Alright. Any good places for oracles? In here is not terrible. Now we need 10,000 people, but only 60 prosperity. What's the cap for small insult? It's like 45 or something? 50. Well, there is a very simple solution here. It's not efficient to do it, but money seems to be not a big issue. And it looks like we could sell even more furniture easily if we really wanted to. It's here again. I don't think it's gonna be massive, so we should just fight. Lighthouse is done. Let it have workers first. More goods is probably gonna be the best one we can pick. Some furniture is making its way here, so eventually they will evolve to medium insulate. Should buff our prosperity cap. Send him the things. No, I'd kind of like the bridge to be elsewhere, to be honest. Right there is a good candidate. So move this one. And we should just farm wheat and get it to people who need it. But then they would go for it always, which might be terrible. How do we do this? I really don't want to build patricians, but I could very easily. Don't know yet. Just keep building that. Do we want anything else? Yeah, the fish is gonna be a problem though. Some wheat farming wouldn't hurt. Should start from the coast, I think. No, the most efficient way would be to have it so that you can have middle parts like that. It's gonna feed fairly few people. Now this one is gonna start getting wheat. Price rise on oil, who cares? It's like the furniture is struggling a little bit, but it should really solve itself. There is a local uprising. He wants 10 timber. I don't have 10 timber. I could have it if I stockpile it. Local uprisings can be difficult. We'll see how large it is. This warehouse is gonna accept 8 timber. It's a reasonable one. Shove it at block. You mean the housing? Or? All that stands between Caesar and the barbarians. I guess you mean the army. Yeah. What's missing? Timber. We can fix it. Now, we should really split up these connections already because it's getting way too long for its own good. Some crime. As every aspiring metropolis should have. Let's just get these things. Now, are we selling enough? Yeah, I guess we could just employ people in the pits of Isengard. It wouldn't actually be that bad. Either it's pits of Isengard or it's C4 extraction plant. See the blocks right there. Another attack, wonderful. Okay. Let's clear the battleground. Deploy. It's gonna be a sizable attack. I'm glad I'm building the Grand Temple to Mars. Still could use more. Okay. The spam is real. It's gonna get even more real. After I get my temple to Mars, but until then. Let's build this here. The lighthouse is probably gobbling up a lot of that timber. Well, we need to employ people anyway, so it's good in a sense. can we farm olives? No. I could give them olives, right? Who is selling olives? I hope it's one of the Greek things. Yeah, Athena would buy olives or sell olives to me. The only problem is this is hideously crowded already. It still would be possible. Just needs to add bureaucracy building which observes massive amounts of unemployment for no tangible benefit. Well, we already have things like that. We can just spam whatever structures to soak up labor, but there are actually ideas around for actually meaningful senate and things like that. But keep in mind, if you build actual city, you will be floating a lot less labor than I am. So we need to keep that in mind. As if flexing on the map by building a senate isn't meaningful. Well, it is. Senate is not meaningful. It's horrible. It's the worst building ever. Let's try to get some oil going, but this is not gonna be good. Should be at least as useless as the Senatory Imperialists. No, it's gonna be pretty useful once it's there. Wrong thing from Mark today, no. Senate and legionaries are heresy, and building anything apart from regular blocks unless you are explicitly forced to by Marocs is also heresy and abomination on this earth. So yes, you might not identify with it, but it's the truth. So deal with it. You know it's the truth. Figure of 8 blocks. It's Julius' thing. Jake used to use. That's one I mentioned to you when you were asking about Caesar before we started to play it. And it can work, but in Augustus, why would you bother with that? Like, it gives people choices. What do you not understand about that? If there is a choice, they always choose the thing you don't want. So just don't give them choices. People don't need choices. If they have choices, it's called democracy. You don't want that. You want them to be in their neat, tight little loop where they have no choice in life ever. And then everything will be just fine. But if you don't have that, well, guess what's gonna happen? They walk where you don't want them. Well, yes, because it's the way to go, right? No, I'm not a communist, okay? I'm not a commie. I hate communists. But yeah, just don't do that. People don't need choices. It's the worst. What does he want? Oil? Actually, I started to do that, right? Yeah, import olives. Place this somewhere else. Efficient construction, no choices. Well, that's the thing. Communism doesn't give you efficient construction. Maybe in the beginning stages of the revolution, but certainly not long term. Choose the wrong ones, yeah? Well, usually you choose the least alluring one, so that's why I actually started to impact what games are suggested on the log play category as well, because I cannot let you suggest anything that you would come up with, because that's just not happening. heavy industry also all that's needed. Yeah, it's just imbalance of the economic system, just only heavy industry. No, like the controlled economy kind of works early on, but it gets progressively worse as you go in terms of time scale, and then that is huge embezzlement anyway, and people will slack off a lot since they have no interest in, like, there is very little you could do to actually boost your income in the communist factory. Even if you are a like very good worker who manages to get a lot of output, you would still only be glorified, but you wouldn't be rewarded by money, since that's capitalism. So motivating people to do things without money and concept of money has been difficult for places like that. And what ends up happening during the late stages of it is nothing really works, and you have a whole bunch of access spots for laborers, because having a job is mandatory. So there would be like a bunch of places jobs that are unnecessary, even in factories and production lines, which is not a thing today. Like, you would have a bunch of unnecessary jobs in administration or whatever, but you wouldn't have it in the production sphere usually, which is a big difference. Asbestos mines will employ 95% of the population. Yeah, totally safe. Asbestos has a high health risks associated with it. I think you know. It's the projected plan straight from reality, everything collapses, yeah. That's also another thing, like the politics impact production quotas and everything, which it's actually counterintuitive for people to fill the quotas then, because they know if they fill it, next year quota or next 3-year plan is gonna be even higher. And then what happens is you just end up not being able to fill them, and then people yell at you. So instead, the factory owners would just say, oh yeah, we didn't manage it, but we almost did it, so next year you request the same thing, right? 58, okay. We need another warehouse that's gonna be getting olives in here. Only 8. It's not effective, but I really don't have space nearby the docks, so it's gonna have to be a thing. Love the cart pushers with loads of fish stacked 3 stories high. Underreport capacity, overfill quota by a small amount. Plant economy, chat manager moves. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. On paper, it just doesn't work with real people. Yes, that's why communism cannot work, because they crave a utopia, but it's not achievable, because human beings are inherent in their nature to crave more on, like, in terms of abolishing money as a thing they wanted. It's just never gonna happen, because people would invent it anyway again, because it's just, even like this concept is just so misguided. I mean, they might have had noble intentions when coming up with it as a concept for politics, but it just doesn't work with people, because people cannot be just numbers. It's just the personal influence is that you will always want to have more than your neighbor, or you will try to match his wealth or whatever, and then that drives you to actually get up to get to work, is that you get rewarded for it. And then stuff like, if you just distribute goods according to their, like, each people's contribution to society, well, take a look how that ended up working for Soviet Union. You have massive starvation crises all over the place, millions of people dead, labor camps to mine and extract timber just because they couldn't pay people to do it. It's just, it doesn't work. And thinking it would work in modern society is even worse, because we don't even, like, people today are such snowflakes compared to people who were here like 80 years ago. And these people endured some pretty harsh hardships, even without all sorts of these things piled on them. And today's people, if you ask them to do these sorts of things, no, it's not gonna happen. Let's get another workshop or two. Okay, another uprising. He wants that oil real bad. Unfortunately, I don't really have it. Hey, Slumbering Confusion, welcome. How are you doing? Stack it. Should be fine. It might be a pretty large one, but I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. It's got a palisade in front. Looks like the oil is making its way to the houses, at least a little bit, right? Yeah, some of them have it. I don't want to evolve them yet. I think we should store it for Caesar first. Don't really want him to yell at me constantly. It's quite a few natives. Oh no. Gladiator revolt as well. Well, it's only one thing to do. And I would like to send my Juggliniers there, but I cannot. It's a lot of natives. Yeah. Alright. Send them back. They will want to smash the theaters, yeah. Still a whole bunch of gladiators going around, but they don't really have suitable targets. They might want to go after that actor's column. They smashed a bathhouse. Revolt is finished. In modern society as we know it, most people are so far removed from everything, it's hard to see a plan working. Yeah, it's fair enough. Hey Marazbanana, welcome. Yeah, I didn't ping you since you said that your Discord wasn't working before, so I didn't bother. But we are playing the other map you suggested. Blubber played it already. I don't remember how it's called from memory. It's the title of this stream. I think it is Visigoth Vengeance or something like that. Okay, the army got banked up by the natives. Should have just let them die on the other bank. We really need this temple soon. Gonna need Grand Temple to Venus as well. Send him the oil. And let's give them a library. Thanks for the follow. Slap it down. Should also increase production of furniture here. Or we could set this to get, since the other warehouse should have surpluses, I think. Oh, not really. Should secure some surplus, hopefully. Maybe we expand upon it. I need to find jobs anyway. It's not a big deal. Oh yeah, we had some devolutions here. That's not good. Is it because I don't have an actor school, gladiator school? Yeah. I forgot after a revolt to put it back. It's alright. Yeah, they will get better. Now, they will want a bunch of desirability. and they will want that arena. Fortunately, we do know that the gladiator revolt already happened, so we can just make the arenas and don't worry about more gladiators showing up. Let's get a lion pit. Let's give them a little bit of time. Grand Insula coming up. Now they will want desirability, but good statues should help with that a lot. Let's put a couple around here. Grand Temple of Venus is gonna solve it up as well, but yeah, it might need actually more wheat. Should be fine to provide that. Let's make it so this is connected, this is gonna fetch more wheat. Because it's probably sitting here a lot of the time, yeah, especially since we have the Ceres temple. Grand Temple is done. Goods consumption reduction. Now, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to add a couple more oracles. Just need to figure out a good spot for that. Which I think I'm going to connect these places up. This should be fine in terms of length. And let's slap down a couple of oracles here. The Venus temple should be almost done as well. Yeah, it's progressing at a very nice pace right now. I actually need some extra clay though, so let's just do that. Let's also get some timber since we are constructing so many monuments. It's gonna be worth it. Also, let's slap down a few extra places for furniture. Now, what about the housing capacity advisor? Looks alright. Neptune Temple. Caesar wants an army. I don't really want to give him the army, especially since there is a distant battle. Well, let's just not give him anything. Let's give him a gift, make him happier. Favor has been very easy to achieve in this mission. Especially since you can draw up to AJ salary, it's just bonkers. To this thing, it's getting built. Now, I also want this. Let's just slap down a couple. And where are the engineers? Or architects, rather. Here. It's gonna go blob some labor. Some of these guys will need extra desirability. Yeah, it's alright. Yes, depends what you do in settings. If you go into city management, Grand Temples per city, you can have up to 5, you can build them all. And in terms of city building, like, if you can afford it, you should be able to get as many as you want, because they are hideously expensive. and not all of them are always good. But yeah, this is not a difficult map, so I'm just gonna go ham on that. The levies are absolutely crazy. Also labor and the resources, especially when you don't have local marble, like here. It's actually costing a lot, but we just earn so much, we don't really worry. Entertainment and beautify the houses, as it should be. Now that should give these guys a little bump. Send them flying in terms of desirability, right? Oh, they are not getting wine. No. They want more food. That's reasonable. I think another granary for wheat would be good. Second type might be a little bit tight. Probably same with these guys, yeah. Now, what about the capacity advisor? Yeah, we'll need more. It's alright. Now, I could get patricians fairly easily. But do we really want to? Could get wheat, vegetables, fruits. I don't even need fish. But I would have to set up defenses along here then, which is not something I want to do. Not sure. We'll see what the Neptune Temple does to us. And I actually want to get extra housing where there is space. But for that I will need to wait. Maybe we could do it here, actually. People don't want to move in because unemployment. It's reasonable. Let's take a look at the wages. Let's pay people more. Just go straight up to 48. Now I will need a temple to Neptune to buff up the range of the fountains, so I don't have to worry about bringing it over, which would be pretty simple, but this is an attack point, so I don't really feel confident doing that right now. It's gonna be an attack. Roman city fell. I didn't notice it. It's fine. Should have sent one unit too late, but it's not a big deal really. Now, in order to utilize this part of the map, I'm gonna have to cut this forest and make a defensive line here, which I don't really like to do in this circumstance, but what can you do? It's also farmland. We could just farm wheat and then bunch it into that granary. I think that could actually work. So the thing we want to do is let's take a wall. I don't really like to have walls stick like this. They look absolutely hideous. But it could mean that the invaders decide to go for the bridge instead of here. But you never know. They might not. So what we need is another ship's bridge. Let's connect that up. Let's take a roadblock. Do that. Now again with the farmland. Might be, no, we should set up by the coast and then work our way to the middle with double layering. Since we do have the buff from series, we should be able to just cover it all easily with peak efficiency. Let's get another granary for wheat. Make sure we can support that. These guys have grown. That's good. Now over here we could easily get them. Problem is gonna be desirability for these. But I believe I could offset it somehow. Okay, it's here. Oh, let's get this forest. Should make some pickets, but I'm so lazy. Okay, let's advance a little bit. I don't want them to run around into the city, which they could do that. Spirit of Mars helped. It's alright, it's gonna be simple attack. Okay, where are we? Yeah, Neptune. Apply the blessing. The obvious one, and then this will definitely need to be reshuffled. I think we can rely on getting now, so we don't really need this industry here. The only problem is gonna be getting enough over here. It should be fine. Distant battle, yeah, it's fine. And what about water coverage from the fountains? So this one doesn't really reach. It reaches a little bit. We could make a fountain there which would cover everything. Just start getting some houses. Divine, we can send that. Housing cap. Significant, we could do the partitions if you don't want it, or a block here that will actually have a bunch of fish as well, because we could fish this. Maybe a tile closer. So bad today. Let's remove that. No, we need to make the housing on the other side. Start using this fish. It's gonna be 1. Actually, we should build the services on the other side. This could be a wharf, right? Yeah, just make it. Better house. Should make it there. Roadblock. It's gonna get what are it? 16 units. Bald house so it didn't explode from Augustus things. Markets. Theater. School. Amphitheater. It's gonna take a little while for the ships to be sent here. It's fine. Let's get a warehouse for furniture. Need to make sure it's always topped off. Which it looks like it is. Okay, we need to do some culture spamming as well. But for that purpose it's better to use areas like this. You have to set up a spam block somewhere. Culture requirement is so annoying. Yeah, it's the worst. Never should be used by anyone. That's why I exclude it in most of my maps, unless there's something really oddly specific. It's just bad. Favor is 80. Yeah. I just missed an attack, so it's kind of pissed, but I didn't have to worry. And since I have 80 freaking denarii salary, which I can start to draw right now to 60, I'm never gonna struggle for favor. If I wanted, I could have even gotten more, but it doesn't really matter. Now, one of the things the author said is build a governor's thing on this island for Caesar, so let's do it. Local uprising. I don't like natives. Let's get a palisade. It's a huge one. It's alright. If you stack enough javelins, the firepower just melts them, even if the javelins are kind of bad against natives. If you have enough, it's not a problem. Now, what does the housing advisor say? We are almost there in terms of capacity. What about our prosperity cap? It's fine. Culture still could be improved a little bit. Libraries, yeah, figure. And on this side, I'm going to place some houses. Water for those scraps. Gonna have to give them their own fountain, most likely. No, it's fine. Can have that. Send them the water, right? This is gonna take a little while to solve itself. It's fine. Now we need to cross and fight them over here. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get some people who speak Latin to actually do a new lines for the military units, because ARG is getting real old. It's getting real old. Yeah. Okay, it's a lot. Come on, slow it down. Too lazy, no real excuse. That's fine. It's fine. We all have our things to do in our lives. It's just, there are the lines, they are ready. Just need to record them. It might take a little while, but it would benefit a lot of people. And then of course one of the requirements is having a nice and soldierly voice, but I'm sure you can pull it off. Okay, gods. I think Mercury is gonna be angry because we haven't been building things for him. Let's just get a bunch of oracles. Let's get another prefect, an engineer. I should build a Mercury temple. Oracles, yes. It's gonna work. Now labor is looking horrific. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Towers wouldn't really help me that much. Hospital spam, yeah. It would actually help a little bit with the health, but the hospital needs to cover places. Senate, no. Let's just build a bunch of useless culture things. The Senate, I refuse to use the Senate. It's so useless. I'm not gonna build it ever until it gets better in Augustus. It's a statement. The only way to improve things is boycott. Hippodrome is a monument. I don't want to build it. I could build it, but I don't wanna. Let's get... what about the capacity, by the way? Is it fine? It's almost there. Let's get a house. Just need more. It's always more. This map is so large, it could accommodate many more people than we did. We didn't even use the main farmland, basically. Coincidence, the Senate was pretty useless in the end of the Roman Empire, yeah. Well, for sure, like, I would even argue the Senate lost its importance the very day Caesar won the first civil war. Because at that point he was giving out consulships to just political friends and allies in order for them to have been a consul at some point, which would allow them to run for offices and control provinces as governors, and they would just resign the position when they acquired the consulship, like 14 days later. Augustus did the same thing, and from that point on all the political power basically centered around the emperor rather than the Senate, which meant the Senate's decline began there more than anything else. And of course, as the time passed, it only got worse, but the Senate was officially dead at that point because it was toothless and Republic was basically over. So I would argue that's the point where it actually happened. Now, population looks fine, but I'd like to add one more house, just to make sure. What we'll need to do is water it though. you think Caesar ever said, "I'm the Senate"? No. But I don't know, it's possible, but I don't think so. Because he was never so direct about it as some people would lead you to believe. Because he was presenting himself as being the first citizen, but also the guy who preserves republic and democracy and its values, and he would never directly tell people that, because he went to great lengths to disguise his motivations and intents. That just doesn't feel right. But it could have happened, who knows? I wasn't there. We don't have any evidence. Star Wars meme? Yeah. Makes sense. So I don't think he would, but yeah, it's also wild misconception. Caesar was never an emperor, actually. So that's a question. But if you read into it, you find out that Caesar actually never was so direct about it. So like people often have wrong ideas about this. This is dangerous. We could get overrun. And pretty easily. Let's just try to get into position. Come on. Everything that has arms and legs goes here. It's a nasty invasion point. I shouldn't have built so close to it. I went like, yeah, for sure nobody would be so mean, but yes, people are mean. No, it's over. It's too late for that. It's alright. It's alright. We can still eat their face. It's just not safe. I don't want to do towers. They would also aggro them a lot. Because if they shoot them, they would immediately go for that tower and by extent into the city. And then before my units can arrive, it's preferable if they drop around a little bit and try to get on the field, I think. At least here. We could get towers over here. If we wanted to. Just need people. We should have the capacity. Yeah. This is playing forehead detective with Brutus and Cassius, and Infernal Senate. Yeah. Well, he did ultimately pay for his schemes to make friends out of his enemies. He went out of his way to not do proscriptions and not do political purges, but in the end it really did hurt him a lot. And Augustus, as his basically second self, did do that later because it was necessary. So yeah, Caesar was kinda naive in that way a little bit. He should have just went middle of the road, do some proscriptions, use some political violence, but keep it to the relevant people, and it would be fine. People wouldn't look at it poorly. It's just everybody did that. The only problem is he just he didn't want that. Make friends out of which enemies? Well, many people hated him. Like he reinstated many people who were part of the old order. It was his goal to bring back Pompey from Egypt as well, but he was dead, so he couldn't. But he wanted every single Pompeian to actually come back to Rome and be part of his administration, to give him political legitimacy, so that he could say, oh yeah, I'm the real deal, I'm the Republic, you know, this is how it's supposed to be. But it was just a facade. But that's not how it works. Unfortunately, it ultimately just, he ignored so many hints about people being after him, about the scheme after his life. Like, it was conspiracy of like 80 people. You cannot keep a secret between 80 people. You cannot keep a secret between 8 people. So he did receive some hints from friendly surroundings, but he never did act upon it. So in a sense he was stupid, it was his downfall, but still a very influential figure in the history. But imagine what he could have done if he didn't let himself be assassinated like a dumbass and purge his enemies. Easy peasy, yeah. Okay, let's accept the promotion. What's the time like? 2 hours? Yeah. Standard for easy maps. I mean, the invasions weren't too easy, but the map itself doesn't really offer challenge. It has so much trade. Baron has donated. Let's resolve the prediction. Yes, we did win it on the first attempt. Alright, and I suppose you monsters now want to watch me play Rebels of Spain, which puts the pain in Spain. I'm not too sure about that actually. How late is it? Yeah, I'm going to work tomorrow for the 24-hour shift. I need to get some good sleep. So that's gonna be for another time if I feel like suffering. Let's take a look if there is someone we can raid. Bunch of people. Let's raid Morris. Yeah, 24-hour shift coming right up tomorrow. So anyways, cheers for watching and see you around. Bye.